Hello everyone, this is JPL and I'm back for another review, and today I'll be reviewing RWBY Volume 1. And let me explain to you how these reviews work if you're new to this channel. Well, here's how it works. I sit here in front of my camera and I give you my thoughts and opinions, and I don't explain anything else. I don't do any fancy editing. This is all we have right here. Everything I say, no takebacks. So, to start out, let me think about this first volume. Well, the thing that I say about this volume, that RWBY is a fantastic thing. Volume 1, I'm including the trailers and Volume 1. Now, the first two trailers, I don't entirely consider to be canon, because the first one, they were still working on the design for the Grimm, so we have those wolves, and so they're just there to show us off, like, oh, this is our main-ish character. She's awesome with she got a scythe. And the second one, reason why I don't consider it to be canon is because we never really see that giant armor mecha suit thing ever again. I mean, yes, you see the arm in Volume 3, but you don't see it anywhere else. And so, at the moment, I'm not gonna put that as canon, but it's just right there. The black and yellow trailer are indeed canon because they are mentioned extremely on Volume 2, and the black one is hinted at in Volume 1, the end of it. Now, the first half of Volume 1, I would say, is probably one of the better halves of it. But the reason being is because, you know, it introduces all of these characters. It's also, the entirety of Volume 1, in my opinion, is Volume 1 compared to Volumes 2 and 3 is a really weak volume, because they're introducing characters, well, the main characters, and the building of the world, so because you don't really know much of it until the later volumes. And so the first half, I would say, the better half, they're explaining to you certain rules of this show and the characters themselves, so that's pretty nice. The second half, they're just expanding on them. I don't like the whole Cardin story arc with Jean. I just think that's just that's kind of weak writing, but it's just that it's too cliche. You always have to be that one bully who does that. But hey, the thing I do like about that arc is the truth that Jean just faked his transcript, which I actually I was kind of surprised, but not entirely. But I would say the better parts of this season of the volume was episode 1, episode 8, episode 15, and 16. Those episodes were, you know, twice as long. The other episodes I don't exactly appreciate because they're very short, and you don't get much out of them except for maybe some action, or they're just going to pair these two together. But besides that, there's tiny character development in them, which is why I'm not totally appreciative of them. The big episodes, there's just a lot of explaining in them, a lot of revealing of villains and stuff. The reveal that Blake was a Faunus was not a surprise to me, because I was watching the series on a small camera, because you know, I'm just laying in my bed like, oh, I'm watching it, and so I just thought her bow were actual cat ears, and so I was surprised that I was mistaken. I was right about her having cat ears. I was just wrong about the bow being her cat ears. And so, yeah. But I think that they ended the volume on a pretty strong note. They introduced the main villains for the second half, for the rest of the volumes, of the 2 volumes, and so I think that's just a major development, because this first volume there wasn't much to it, and so I will explain in the second volume why. The volume 1, it was weak in its storytelling and its build-up, which, yeah. And if I was to rate these volumes, instead of just rating each individual piece, I'm just going to rate the entire thing. And I would rate this volume a 9 out of 10. RWBY is a fantastic series, a fantastic choreography. Another thing to explain is that I'm going to explain in the next one is the first volume is out of place, which I will explain in the next one. But the main thing I want to point out of why it's out of place, it's one of the main points is the shadows, the shadow people, the silhouettes in the background, which there's 2 ways you can look at it. The first way is just like they're trying to be original, you know, just have silhouettes there so you can just keep the main people. That's one way to look at it. I don't personally like that way. Personally, I just think it's like they're just limited in their animation and designs, and so I'll explain to you in the next one. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.